Ultrawide gaming monitors. They are spreading like wildfire. With so many options to choose from nowadays, you can really get a headache while shopping. There's basically an ultrawide monitor for everyone. There's one for budget gaming, there's one for high-end gaming, even for productivity, with a bunch of different sizes, resolutions, and a plethora of features. I'm actually thinking about doing a buying guide for ultrawide monitors, and if that's something you guys are interested in seeing, let me know in the comment section, because I do have some experience in ultrawides. But in this video, we're going to be focusing on the new LG 34UC89G gaming monitor, which is the bigger brother of the UC79G that I reviewed last year. As always, I'll be sharing the things I like and don't like about this monitor, so make sure you guys stick around to the end. So this is targeted for serious gamers out there with a higher budget because it does fall short under $1,000. What you get in return is a 34-inch curved IPS panel with a resolution of 2560 by 1440p. Honestly though, for this price point, I expected Quad HD. A resolution of 3440 by 1440p would have been nice to add to sweeten the deal. But it does have a 144Hz refresh rate and G-Sync, which is nice. I do want to note that I was even able to overclock it to 166Hz using the NVIDIA control panel, and holy cow guys, this thing is extremely snappy. Keep in mind that I'm coming from 60Hz, so the difference is night and day. I even underclocked it back to 144Hz just to see if there's a difference, and even though it's very minuscule, I can definitely feel it. And if you're a competitive gamer out there, every single refresh rate counts. Also, do keep in mind that this is the only 34-inch ultra-wide curved monitor that can achieve a 166Hz refresh rate, so LG already has the upper hand in the market. So the design of the monitor is identical to their UC79G. By the way, if you guys missed that video, I'll drop a link to it below. You get an all-plastic build throughout the frame with a detachable base, which doesn't require any tools to install. That's always been one of my favorite things about LG monitors. If you don't want to use the base, you can use the 4 included screws in the back and hook it up to either a wall mount or a VESA compatible stand. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of the color scheme. It's mostly black with red accents near the base and in the back, which is kind of pointless if you ask me. Nobody really gets to see the back of the monitor, so I feel like the awesome design was kind of wasted. LG does provide a cable clip near the back for cable management, along with a smaller clip that acts as a mouse bungee. I personally didn't find a use for it since I'm using a wireless mouse, but it's definitely a nice little bonus for people that use a wired connection. You get the standard height and tilt like most monitors and a few degrees to pivot. The base isn't as sturdy as I would have liked, so if you're an aggressive typer and have a very thin or flimsy desk, then you might notice your screen wobble a bit while you type. However, from my time of use, I had no problems with it shaking, so it honestly just depends on the user and the type of desk they are using. It doesn't have built-in speakers, so the only thing down here is the joystick, which gives you access to the menu. Pretty straightforward stuff. You can enable G-Sync, add crosshairs, overclock your monitor, and this one's pretty cool. You can even enable quick charge so that you can charge your compatible smartphone twice as fast using the blue USB ports. Aside from that, you also get an HDMI, a display, and a USB up port. So let's talk about the display for a bit. It has a 2560 by 1080p resolution, so it's not going to be very demanding on your GPU. I also noticed that the curve isn't aggressive at all. In fact, it almost looks flat, to be honest. I didn't feel any type of immersion sitting in front of it. The curve is definitely more noticeable on my 38UC99. The viewing angles, however, are very nice. It's crisp no matter the angle you're viewing from, and the colors remain consistent edge to edge. I also noticed it has a matte coating, so if you're constantly sitting next to a window, then you're gonna like this monitor. I'm a huge fan of the super thin bezels. They actually made them thinner by a few millimeters compared to the one I'm using right now. I didn't notice any light bleeding. I mean, there's a tiny bit near the top left, but it's nothing major and you won't really notice it unless you're really looking hard. LG has definitely come a long way with their quality checks. The monitor also has sRGB over 99%, making it the perfect ultrawide for both gaming and productivity. Speaking of gaming guys, this is incredible. I honestly couldn't get enough. It's crazy how snappy everything is. There is no lag, there's no stutter, and the response to everything I press is lightning fast. So a fun fact guys, I was actually supposed to play Battlegrounds for about a minute just to capture enough B-roll for the video, but I actually ended up enjoying it so much because of the super fast refresh rate that I ended up playing the full game. Now I don't know if this is just me, but playing on a higher refresh rate monitor is a lot more fun and addicting, but let me know if that's the same for you guys as well by dropping your feedback in the comment section. I mean, I would have loved to see a higher resolution given the price point, and I would have preferred a more aggressive curve to really get that immersive experience that I get on my other ultrawide, but those are more personal preferences really. So here's the part where I talk about the things that I didn't like about the monitor, and honestly, the list is really short because there aren't a lot of things that I didn't like. So there are only a few negatives about this monitor. The first one being it doesn't have built-in speakers, which I'm sure a lot of people don't even care about. It's also got a 5 millisecond response time instead of 1, and finally the resolution like I talked about before. It's a bit on the pricey side, but you do get what you pay for. Unfortunately, G-Sync is not cheap. If LG only bumped the resolution to Quad HD, then this ultrawide monitor would have been the best in the market right now. Unfortunately for me, I think I'm going to stick with my UC99 because the screen real estate is amazing and I'm in love with my giant ultrawide. As much as I love gaming on the UC89, the resolution was a deal breaker for me. After all, I am a content creator first and a gamer second. But if you guys have the money, a decent GTX graphics card, and you don't have an ultrawide monitor, I recommend picking one up to jump on the ultrawide train. But if you guys already have an ultrawide gaming monitor with at least 100Hz refresh rate, I would honestly save your money and wait 6 months to a year to see what comes up next, because I feel like the next one up is going to be a higher resolution. We are literally at the peak of all gaming ultrawide monitors. If they do come out with one with the same specs and a higher resolution, that's definitely the one I'm going to be picking up for myself as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll drop a link to the monitor down below in case you guys want to check it out. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, and if you didn't, feel free to dislike as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.